Welcome to the 3-Hour News Show. You're watching our signature segment, See the Stories. Nowadays, healing and therapy is such an important part of our daily lives. And one of the therapy that is available to us nowadays is somatic therapy, which connects your mind to your body. Joining us today is the co-founder of Somia International and author, Ms. Jennifer Mann, who will give us a little more insight into the world of somatic healing. Hi Jennifer, thank you so much for joining our interview today. Now, first things first, can you explain to us what exactly is somatic healing and how does it differ from other forms of healing?
Thank you so much for having me and for asking me this very important question. So I'll start off by saying that we live in a world that requires us to think a lot, right? We're constantly making decisions. We constantly have to problem solve. We get information on our phones, from work, from news on the other side of the world, 24/7. And what this does is it really keeps us in our head a lot and in our mind and really detached from the experience of our body. And for some of us who've had experiences of trauma or prolonged stress or anxiety, when we're detached from our body and stuck in our head, it's really hard for these to resolve unless we go into the body through healing our somatic body. Soma means body in Latin, so it's really the healing of the body. Yeah.
It's very fascinating. So again, going back to somatic healing, what exactly are some of the core principles or techniques that are used in somatic healing?
Yeah, so there's different kinds of somatic therapies. There's somatic experiencing, there's Hakomi method, there's things like Feldenkrais, all of these TRE. All of these require you to be connected to your body to become more comfortable with the experience of sensation and emotion. So instead of feeling angry or overwhelmed and not knowing what you're experiencing in your body, or having persistent and prolonged pain or exhaustion and not really know why, once you do the work of somatic healing, you can really learn what those underlying messages coming from the nervous system actually mean. So going into becoming more comfortable to tune into the sensations we experience in the body, like tingling or palpitations. And really, when we are in experience of either a trigger from a past trauma or a physical symptom that is psychosomatic, when we have the ability to use the work of somatic healing, we really can learn the underlying processes that are driving these and really begin to heal them by creating a sense of safety. So the key principle really in somatic healing is to build capacity for feeling safe in the body so that the mind-body connection is communicating cohesively, in harmony, and not sending the brain and body these overwhelming messages of either symptoms or emotions that we feel really stuck in and unable to heal from.
Right, and of course, like nowadays, healing and therapy comes in so many different forms. For somatic healing specifically, what are the main benefits of undergoing the somatic therapy?
Wow, I love this question because, talk therapy is wonderful and it is so valuable, and it helps millions and millions of people every single day. Somatic therapy is very powerful because it helps you fully really resolve and recover from some of those patterns that are in your body that are driving symptoms, physical symptoms. For example, chronic gastrointestinal issues, if you have IBS or SIBO, or chronic headaches, or chronic fatigue syndrome, or chronic pain, or autoimmune disorders. So our mind and body are in this constant connection through the nervous system. And when we go in and we're able to address the patterns that it's running automatically and change them through the therapies that we were talking about earlier, and some of these ways to create safety by learning that language of the body through sensation, emotion, and symptoms, then we really have the opportunity to heal. So people who can benefit this the most are people who experienced unresolved trauma, either emotionally or physically, and people who experience chronic illnesses that are of mind, body, root cause. So all the ones that I was saying earlier: chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, autoimmune disorders, headaches, tension, back pain. How many people do we know with back pain who go to physiotherapists, osteopaths, chiropractors for years, maybe even opt for surgery, when really what they really needed was to learn those messages that their body had been communicating for so long, and help the nervous system to feel safe, to be able to interrupt those patterns and replace it with new ones.
It's interesting you mentioned about how somatic healing can help people with so many different types of diseases or disorders. But how, for example, of course, for those very specific types of diseases, like traditional medicine sometimes is still required. Can you talk about how somatic healing can complement or work together with traditional medical practices?
I love this question. God, you're asking great questions, Arya, today. No, they're really important because, for those of us, and I say us, and I'll explain in a moment why, but for those of us who've experienced a chronic illness or anxiety, depression, or a sense of overwhelm or feeling stuck in our life, it's really hard to get answers just from conventional medicine, which is amazing and helpful, and the reason why we age as much as we do today, the reason why we're able to beat so many illnesses. But really, with chronic illness, it's about mind and body together. And so that, I would say, is a gap in conventional medicine that is slowly beginning to bridge. So anyone who experiences chronic illnesses, unresolved trauma, who go to maybe physiotherapy, or who are on medication for anxiety, depression, or who have therapies specifically to help autoimmune disorders, somatic therapy and healing can really bring about amazing results because you're really going at the root of the problem. So conventional medicine for some of these chronic illnesses can be a bit of a plaster, which is why they become chronic. And somatic therapy and mind-body healing and nervous system regulation, which is what the goal is when you create a sense of safety in the body through somatic healing, is getting to the root, is taking the plaster off and medicating the wound so it can properly heal. So they really go well hand in hand, especially if you trust, your doctor and your conventional kind of path. It's nice to put the two together and have even more trust in your body and find healing that way.
That's really fascinating. So I'm sure as someone with experience as much as you in somatic healing, you must have dealt with countless of patients and people who seek out somatic healing. Do you have any sorts of personal stories or case studies of people who were particularly helped by somatic healing?
So I'm just going to share really, I recently wrote a book, and in the book there are so many case studies of the clients that my business partner and I have had over the last years. Full recovery from autoimmune disorders like lupus, chronic fatigue syndrome, years of pain in the body completely going away. But I actually want to go to my story, and I'll share it in, as brief amount of time as possible. But I was diagnosed with multiple chronic illnesses, including long COVID when the pandemic came out. So chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, long COVID, and POTS. So my heart was beating irregularly. I was having blurry vision. I had really bad skin. I couldn't get out of bed. So I was bed bound. I couldn't move for over a year. And I tried all the conventional paths first because I come from a background in biomedical sciences and physiotherapy. And, that's where I went first. But, quickly enough, I realized that it wasn't enough for me to fully recover. So that's when I found the work of nervous system regulation and somatics and brain retraining. And through these types of practices where you become aware of the patterns that are running in your body, you learn to interrupt them through various techniques, and then you rewire these through repetition and practice, you actually heal completely. So Arya, I was told that I was never going to recover, that I couldn't have kids, that I would be sick for a long time. And I'm fully recovered, and I have a son, and my body is thriving. And my message to anyone who's listening who might feel like they're stuck and sick, and no matter how or confused or overwhelmed, healing is possible. It starts with us. You just need a little bit of guidance in the right direction, but all of the answers to recovery truly are inside our body. Yeah.
What an incredible and inspiring story. Very happy for you and your recovery from long COVID. You talked a little bit about that personal story, but is there anything more, if you can tell us more about what really inspired you to explore and also begin practicing somatic healing?
Yes. What inspired me most, and it's funny, anyone I meet, whether their background is they're a doctor or they were a banker and they somehow fall into being a somatic therapist or a mind-body practitioner or a nervous system practitioner, their story is usually ends up with them being sick and having no other answers. So the inspiration really came from, wow, there really isn't much accessible out there that can help me heal. So, with the little energy that I had, I did a lot of research. And when I found that I was recovering, I had proof that my body could heal. I started to do the courses to help me be even more confident in the knowledge behind that and the science. But really the inspiration came from, wow, nothing else is working but this. I need to know more because it's working. And now, more than 2,500 people have taken the course that I've co-founded, and it's been an amazing journey. So I'm inspired by my own journey because that's where it began, but I'm inspired by all the other people who continue to recover every day.
Oh yeah, the way you're explaining it, you're making me want to try some of these somatic healing techniques as well. And now, jumping off of that, do you have any advice or what kinds of somatic healing techniques that people can do at home that's easy?
Yeah. Do you want to do one with me right now for a couple minutes?
Oh, sure. Is it
Yeah.
Is it doable?
So before we start, I'm going to ask you, Arya, to take the deepest breath you've taken all day right now. And then just notice how much more relaxed your body might feel. You probably notice a shift in wow, I think I was holding onto my shoulders a moment ago and I didn't notice. And oh, my face was a little tense and now it's a little bit more relaxed. So now I'm going to ask you to tune into what's called BASE. BASE is an acronym, and we're going to tune into B for breath first. So just notice your breath, Arya. Is it shallow and fast? Are you breathing deeply and slowly? And just notice without judgment. And then we're going to go into action, A. If your body right now wanted to take an action, like lie down and sleep, or run away, or be like, oh my God, this exercise is so uncomfortable, I want to shut down the screen and leave, or I want to move my body, I want to go for a run. So tune into the action that your body would want to take right now. Just noticing what that is.
Okay. Well, I would like to lie down. I don't know if that's possible right now, but I'm listening to it, yeah.
The secret language of your body is telling you, Arya, go to bed early tonight. You need a rest. Slow down. So then we're going to go into S and then E. So S is sensation. So just right now, as you tune into your body, we're not really used to doing this as we go about our day. What sensations are calling your attention? For example, if I tune into mine, I can feel warmth in my hands. I can feel actually a bit of tingling in my hands too. I can feel my heart is beating. So just tuning into the own sensations of your own body, noticing without judgment what those are.
Well, I'm noticing my palms are sweaty and there's like a chill behind my neck. Am I doing this correctly?
Yes, you are. In fact, I love that you're giving me answers, because sometimes, when I do these interviews, people are like, yeah, that's good. I feel a difference, but it's not. I love to hear what your experience is. And then emotion, Arya. Let's go E. So the base of your body. We're in E now. What emotion are you feeling right now? Emotion can be anything from ease to a little bit nervous or anxious because you have a lot of work to do, or happy or a little bit angry because your boss was annoying earlier today, or just tune into the emotion and whatever you're feeling. Tell me what it is and tell me how you know that you're feeling that.
Right. I think it's a mixture of ease and slight nervousness because, I'm interviewing you right now and I don't want to mess it up. But I'm also slightly at ease because it's been a relatively good day for me. It's not too tiring. So, yeah.
I love that. And then just with the ease, where do you feel that in your body? How do you know that you're at ease? Is it because, your chest is open, your muscles are relaxed? Like, how do you know that you're at ease?
I think just I feel like my heart rate's steady, and I have a pretty good, breath going on right now. Not too fast, not too, not short of breath, and just, I feel calm. Yeah.
Wonderful. So base is a beautiful place to start. It's a tool that's free, accessible, and what it does is it makes you aware of the somatic experience of your body or part of it, and alerts you to, oh wow, like I actually am a bit tired and I didn't realize, but I've been pushing through this day and I just need some water and I need to go to bed early, or I'm doing pretty good today. This is nice. I feel good. So, becoming aware of those patterns is the first step to begin this work. So that's a really great tool to get to know the language of your body and start to feel safe in connecting with your body.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I'll be sure to practice it every now and then when I feel like I need to. But of course, that's all about somatic healing, but we can't leave this interview without talking about your book that you just launched. Can you talk a little bit about what inspired you to write this book and what sort of message you hope to convey to your readers?
Thank you. Well, I'm going to show it to you because it's here. It's called The Secret Language of the Body, Regulate Your Nervous System, Heal Your Body, and Free Your Mind. We published with HarperCollins worldwide. It's already ranking as a bestseller in so many countries, including UK, US, Canada. And this book, it came to me and us, Carden, my business partner, really, one of the editors at HarperCollins literally slid into my DMs after she'd been watching, the reels that I was putting out talking about these accessible ways to heal your body. And she said, do you want to write a book about the nervous system? So I asked my business partner if he wanted to join. And we created this book, and it has practical illustrated exercises in it that help you truly to connect with the body and learn more about how to heal from anxiety, depression, pain, stress. And we do that through an approach called AIR, which is the awareness, interruption, and redesign. And it's all centered around the nervous system, healing your mind and body through somatic work, essentially, the work of the nervous system. Yeah.
That's fascinating. So, can't wait to see those on the shelves here in Indonesia. Hopefully they'll be here sometime soon. Jumping off to the last question. So what advice would you give to someone who is new to somatic healing and would like to explore it further?
The advice is to take it one step at a time, get curious, and really start with, noticing how much better and more at ease and fulfilled your life could be if you were connected to the needs of your body. Because, we sort of move through life with our head a lot and a bit detached from the needs of our body and, those emotional needs that maybe come from our past that need healing. And so all of that can completely transform your life and give you more tolerance for stress, more capacity for the things that bring you joy, and more creativity for work that you put out into the world. And it's just an amazing resource. So one step at a time, get curious, and that's my advice for today.
Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and insights on somatic healing, and also congratulations again on your book. Hope all the best for you and your book and your future endeavors as an author.
Thank you so much for having me, Arya.
Thank you so much once again. That concludes the interview. So you can go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. And
thank you
once again. Thank you so much, Ms. Jennifer Mann, for sharing your insights and knowledge on somatic therapy. And again, congratulations on the launch of your new book. And ladies and gentlemen, that was Ms. Jennifer Mann. If you want to learn more about somatic therapy, you can always follow her on Instagram. And for everything else, keep it here on See Today.